Nicki Minaj is starting an official charity to pay off student loans. So this follows, we talked about it, the story where she had someone on Twitter, one of her fans, request to pay off her student bills, and Nicki Minaj did just that. And then we saw the tweet spree, right, where she all of a sudden was like, I'll pay this bill, I'll pay that, as long as you have straight A's. So she posted a photo on her Instagram showing the list of payments that were done.
The receipts.
Yeah, the receipts.
Yeah,
let's look at that. Yep,
all you
did.
Yes. This is all Jason's reporting, by the way.
And clearly it shows here, Herman, $1,120 for 2 summer classes. He started crying. I had to get off the phone because he was about to make me cry too. So I'm curious. Okay, so no, someone wrote her, hi Nicki. So clearly that's her what? Assistant that probably took care of everything. She fronted and paid off those loans. And then she captioned the Instagram, this makes me so happy. A few from the other day. I'll do another impromptu payment spree in a month or two. But please know that I'm launching my official charity for student loans, tuition payments very soon. You'll be able to officially sign up. I'll keep you posted. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Or some people are criticizing her, saying that this is strictly a publicity stunt, especially because her name was all over social media a week ago when that tweet spree went viral.
Also, people were throwing shade at her, saying that she's doing this because her brother was going to jail for child molestation. You see those tweets? Did you? Or those comments on YouTube? However,
cynical.
Yeah. Douchebags.
But when someone's still doing something good,
right,
why do we have to criticize it, in my opinion?
I'm glad. I think it's awesome. I wish I would have been one of those tweet people that would have got my bills paid. Like, paying your bills Friday morning at 7. But someone that brought up that, she's doing this for publicity, but Chance the Rapper gave $1 million to an organization previously. But I think the reason why people attach themselves to this is because of the way she did it on social media.
But that's how she's attracting. Yeah. I'm sure maybe she has other ventures, or where she is philanthropic and she doesn't talk about it, but in order to find her candidate, she's reaching out via social media.
And also the way it happened, it was like, come hang out with me at the BBAs, and then wait a minute, you know what? Let me just start paying people's bills. Of course, that's gonna garner attention on social media. We're giving out free money.
Also, it's easier to talk about because it is so personal. You see their names associated on that Instagram, so it's like Christina. Like these are personal. It's a personal relationship that she's having with her fans in such a direct way that she's helping them with something. When Chance the Rapper donated a lot of money, it was to I think the Chicago school district at large, which is also an incredibly noble and worthy cause. But for a lot of people, it feels a little bit removed because like, oh, the Chicago school district. I'm not from Chicago, but you look at this and you're like, my name's Christina too. Like maybe I could, Nicki could help me out in the future. Ultimately, though, I think some of the criticism that I've seen about this is that this is just sort of treating a symptom where we have a major problem with education and the price of education going up, and this is just Nicki doing her part to treat this one part of it. If she does create a charity, what I would like to see is maybe her working with an organization to help the cost of education and those costs go down so it is more affordable, so we don't have all these people sort of scrambling to sign up on this list from their favorite artist.
It's like a lottery.
Here's a lottery.
Yeah. This is a good way to bring up all the issues surrounding education, but let's not let that distract from the idea that Nicki Minaj is doing a good thing.
Yeah.
So good that I'm like nervous for her running out of money.
Well,
like that's the thing is that God, she must be giving a lot, because I'm like, Nicki, I don't know how long this is gonna last, and you know how the record industry is failing. I would hold on to that money. But like my least favorite episode of The Office is Scott's Tots, where he made a pledge early on, like when he was 15 years before, to donate money to these kids and pay for their education because he just says stuff. Yeah. And then the whole episode's about how he doesn't have the money to pay for their college when they graduate. Oh, it kills me. This, at least she's paying for it.
She's paying it, and now that she has an official charity, I'm sure it was also business savvy of her too, because now that she can write it off. So as before, I don't know if you're just paying on Twitter like how
I think she just got their bank info and was making some deposits.
Right. So now she can do it officially. Maybe people can donate. Maybe she can make it a bigger thing. And again, at the end of the day, she can. That's a write-off for her.
I just think really quick, like it's okay to treat a symptom. Someone's got to treat the symptom. If you don't treat your symptoms, you're going to be miserable.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I just think that, and I agree with what she's doing. Of course, it's good. I just think that it is unfortunate that this is kind of all we can hope for. You know what I mean? Like the price of education is still going up. So all that we can sort of celebrate when it comes to public
education. It's a celebrity paying bills.
Yeah, it's a celebrity paying. Like, this is what we've sort of come to, that we have Nicki Minaj, who is an amazing saint of a person, paying off, people's student loans, which is, it's so sad because in other countries we forget your education, you don't have to go into debt for it. You don't have to go into debt over it.
Tennessee, free, junior college.
Wonderful.
Free junior, yeah. And then the Excelsior program in New York is trying to give more funding to kids going to.
You had said that the record industry, Nicki Minaj makes a large chunk of money from the licensing of her brand and her image, like fragrances. She has a deal with Elizabeth Arden for fragrances.
You and fragrances,
well,
you know everything about fragrances.
Well, because it's, I bring that up because a couple years ago, and again, not to bring up Mariah Carey, but Mariah Carey in the interview talked about people or some years like, yup, Mariah Carey.
We need to pause. We need to have a contest where every time he brings up Mariah Carey, something happens on the board.
Mariah Carey,
a butterfly flies by or something. Mariah talked about the problem of people not purchasing music anymore the way they used to, the way they did back in the 90s, buying whole LPs. And so she said artists such as herself now have to turn to licensing. So Mariah Carey has fragrances as well. Britney did that, so that's where a
Celine.
lot of, J-Lo was one of the first to have the celebrity fragrance, but that's what a lot of these artists are now doing to supplement this income because people are not consuming music the way they are and they're not touring the way they are anymore, making money off the merch and the ticket sales. So Nicki, that's how Nicki.
Nicki's doing fine, we think.
Nicki's, I hope so. She can give a couple, she's got coins.
I do hope that this sort of begins a larger conversation about what we can do to make education more affordable. And I would like to think that if she does start a charity, that's something that she can sort of champion as a cause, because this is obviously something that is really important to her because she does have this personal relationship with her fans.
She does.
And so she was like, "Do you guys want to meet me?" And they were like, "Nicki, we're kind of hurting. Like we're hurting from like these student loans, and also we'd love to meet you, but if we can just get a shout out from you, that'll be cool too."
Yeah.
So we'll see where this goes. I have high hopes for it.
I do too.
I think this list is going to get real long though, and she's like, "Just sign up." It's like I can see my brother being like, "I suddenly love Nicki Minaj."
But I wonder what the qualifications will be, if there'll be qualifications, because in her tweet when she initially was paying via Twitter, she had wanted the people that had the straight A's. So I don't know if this new charity will also have some sort of criteria. I guess we'll find out.
Well, here's hoping, because if she's saying that she wants people, I hope this doesn't turn into, well, I don't have straight A's. Is she discriminating against people who aren't overachieving in college? Am I less deserving than someone who has straight A's? Because people always want to make an issue out of everything. So I hope that's not what happens.
Yeah, and you also have to think too, someone may be working like 3 jobs, and it's hard to, to get straight A's when you're working or you're helping out at home, or someone's sick in your family. So there's other circumstances.
2.0 grade point average and 8 hours of community service per semester.
Oh, so there is a trade though, but I love that.
But it's not like New York. You have to like stay working.
But I love that there's a trade.
New York, you have to like stay working in New York for 5 years, or it turns into a loan. So Tennessee is pretty mellow with it, and Nashville's fun.
Yeah, Nashville's great. Yeah, I've had some good times in Nashville. Okay, so that's it for us today. We'll see you all next time on Pop Trigger.